Welcome to the third Kizumonogatari movie. I can't believe we're already at the end of it, but yeah, that went by pretty quickly. So we're going to wrap things up now. Guillotine Cutter was defeated at the end of the last one, and I really want to see where it goes from there with Araragi abandoning his humanity, what happens with him and Shinobu and everything. So yeah, let's jump into it. We're going to watch and discuss. Got the subtitles and timer on screen if you'd like to follow along that way, or you can pull the movie up on your own on the side, but either way, let's go ahead and get into it. We got some Japan flags here. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, play. So I assume this is right after. April 6th. So we beat all three of them. We got her limbs back. Okay, so what exactly... Alright, I don't know if we'll get a flashback, but, you know, he didn't die or anything. But he did hand them over after that defeat. Even though he was very against the vampires, he just knew he was outmatched and he had to hand them over. Yeah, but it's not that simple. Yep, Hanekawa. She should be okay, I would hope. Yeah, that's true. It's not quite the same thing now, is it? Interesting that we're going into more detail about this. I wonder where it's going exactly. Because, I mean, obviously you're strong. Because Shinobu is very strong. It's a matter of perspective. She fought all three at once, and apparently underestimated them. But are we building up to that there's something more? Because he did do it pretty easily. Okay, that's cool that we're going into this. I kind of felt that way too. Like, I was willing to buy the show's explanation, but I did feel like... kind of seems like she should have been stronger than them. So I'm glad we're going into this. This makes sense. So she already wasn't at full power. So it wasn't just her limbs that were taken. There was something pretty important taken, too. Holy shit. You just had her heart. So she already was missing her heart when she fought them. So that was a big deal. That's why they won. She doesn't even know. How the hell did that happen? Oh, you know, don't you just hate it when you're walking down the street and your heart just falls out and you don't even realize it? And some guy comes running up behind you. Hey, sir, your heart. Oh, thanks. I'll just slip that back inside real quick. Was it you? You're the one who has it, so I guess you took it. How would you do that without her noticing? Okay. So what do we do now? He knows about it, so would have had to fight Oshino. Now, I kind of would have liked to see that. But yeah, you already figured it out, and I already handed it to you, so. So, is there another reason that he took it, or was it just about balance? Are you sure you're not hiding, like, her pancreas in your pocket? But yeah, the excuse of she underestimated them, that works fine enough. But I always find that to be kind of like a cheap excuse. So that makes way more sense that she was missing her heart. And I guess and it makes sense that she normally would have been way stronger than them. I was wondering about that too, like the hunger for blood. They talked about that with Hanekawa. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I guess since he wants to balance things out and make things even, I guess he took it to make her fight even with them. Because otherwise she would have swept the floor with those guys. And they won. Okay, if you want to say to get rid of that debt. Cold-blooded chapter. The final one. Let's go. And then on to Nisei. Whoa. She's back. We don't get a transformation scene this time of certain parts of her growing. What about the final piece though? How do you bring that up? Like, she has to be able to tell she's not at her full power, right? Oh, did he give that back too? He already gave it back? Oh, okay, so we're good. So it is all back. She's 100%. Goddamn. About what? I'm glad we can have the conversation on top of the building so we can have more stuff blowing in the wind. Because it's cool. You're the one who wanted to talk. I thought you had something in mind. Thank you, yeah. Okay. Just wanted a conversation. Whereas that's what he's focused on, understandably. So how about that weather? And local sports team. Kind of sucks. She really doesn't know what to talk about, but I think she thought of something. Maybe her previous servant, or the vampire she made 400 years ago. Yep, I thought we'd get more info about that person. Okay, cool. Well, if you've only ever made two in 500 years, I don't know, you'd think you'd have to have a special reason for it, so. Oh, okay, they were actually pretty different. Let's go into Flashback, let's do it. Awesome visuals, of course. Whoa. Did she? I don't remember that, but okay. A sword. A Japanese sword. Whoa! What do you even need a sword for when you got that? Holy shit, that's a long ass sword. Heart span? Where did you cut him? What? What? Did she just pull a SpongeBob? You want to see me run to that mountain and back? You want to see me do it again? Like, she could just literally be lying. She should get with Katsura from Gintama. Then you have SpongeBob and Patrick. All the shows I'm reacting to on my channel are going to form the SpongeBob cinematic universe. He killed himself. That looks so cool. Yeah, I mean, when you're around for that long and you said yourself, it's been kind of boring. Not even that long. It's not like he got tired of immortality. It was just a few years. Right in front of her. Damn. So yeah, I assumed that she had lost him, and seems to be the case. But now Araragi was out in the sun, and he wouldn't have died. He would have just, like, burned until until the sun went down, right? This guy was made from your power too, but he died from the sun? Maybe she was weaker back then, I guess. The intense light. It's true. Quite possibly. Look at that face. What was that little reaction that he just had? That little smile. That was so cute. Look at this little like bonding that's happening. That's adorable. And they're frolicking. At the beginning, he had this very serious expression, and now he's just like... Okay, she's willing to do it. As I've said before, hell of a character design. Every stage of Shinobu. And this one has very good parts about her. Okay, so she couldn't have turned him back. But she says she can do it for Araragi. You want to get something to eat first? Hey, like, are you that hungry? Like, I can't wait a little bit? Okay, but what are you gonna eat? What does hungry for you mean? Like, is she gonna expect him to bring her, like, a person? And he's gonna bring, like, McDonald's? Okay, we're keeping it vague. Yeah, we're not actually answering the question. So he's gonna bring food, and she's gonna be like, what the fuck is this? She's gonna be expecting a person. Or something alive, I'm pretty sure, because of how they're handling it right now. 7 and eye holdings? What? You went to 7-Eleven for dinner? What'd you get? I say that as if I've never gone to 7-Eleven for dinner. And we're having this, like, happy laughing time, and he's saying, maybe it wasn't so bad, so we're about to juxtapose hard. Flowers, cute little lolly Shinobu. We're about to... Yeah, we're about to subvert. Growing up. Super cute, and then graduating to super hot. 500-year-old vampire. So happy. She might already be eating somebody when he gets up there, because that's what's gotta happen. Because of how hard this is building up with the happy tone. She's just gonna be devouring somebody and be like, I couldn't wait, I got really hungry. I hear the sounds. Yep, there it is. I don't know who it is, but she's eating somebody. Oh! Ew. Nice. Yep, that was obvious. Jesus. Look at his ribs sticking out and everything, and whatever that is. What, did you just get drinks? Oh, God, he's complete. So it's not just like drinking their. Oh, that was guillotine cutter. It's not just like. Oh, God. That's terrifying. Holy shit, the way that. Ugh. It's not just drinking their blood. She just. Yeah. Oh, my God. So he came back. Couldn't be hidden because of her full power. What? What? What the fuck? What is happening? He's like, no, no Hanekawa. No, don't get her involved. Ah. Oh my god. Shaft, what the fuck? You beautiful people. And now he's just like, oh my god. I made a mistake. She's still eating him. She just ripped his jaw skin off. Well, I said at the beginning, like, oh, he didn't die. Oh, he fucking did now. Yeah, this is a pretty bad image. Oh, God. It's a pretty fucked up thing to look at. That it's that simple. If I don't eat, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, what? I mean, just straight up matter of fact. Like, I gotta eat. This is what I eat. Damn. Oh, yeah. I don't know if she eats the bones, but maybe. What did you think it was? Because you're the one who saved her. She's like, anybody that she kills now is my fault. Can't let that happen. Of course, we know that it doesn't. He is really freaking out. What's he gonna do about it? I'm glad they're addressing that, because, yeah, I was wondering that. When will that happen? When will the hunger kick in? I didn't know if there'd be some weird reason why it wouldn't. But he's like, that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna want to eat her. Whoa! Jesus Christ show movie, whatever. I don't want to see Hanekawa's face get ripped off. I was like, well, I can't go on like this. I can't do it. So now he's understanding what was happening in the mind of her previous kin. That's probably what he went through too. He was a Japanese warrior. He was probably a very noble man. So he's like, I cannot kill people. Although apparently he was alive for a couple of years. So I guess he did it for a little. Yeah, you did. It's still in there. She put it back. When did she do that? Good old Nyan Nyan. I went a little nuts. Don't worry about the mess. The type of nasty thing that he's afraid of is very different than what you're thinking. That's a big ass flashlight. Not quite. He doesn't need to peek. You hand them over. Okay. Well, you did have Senjugahara undress in front of him. Did he mostly look away during that? I don't remember exactly. I think he peeked. Okay, you have your orders from Hanekawa. Do not die. I can't really blame her for thinking that there's something here, you know? The way he talks to her, like I said, it makes it seem like any other movie where they would just get together at the end. But the way he talks to her, I understand why she would think that. Like, wait for me when the school starts, stuff like that. She would totally think, like, yeah, once school starts, we're gonna be together. It's gonna be a fairy tale romance. And then he just didn't because he's awkward and dumb. Not dumb necessarily specifically, but in that field. At least it wasn't just like some random civilian, it was a vampire hunter guy. Like, he knew what he was getting into. Yeah, I mean, As usual, he would just blame himself. Which is bizarre because, like, of course, whoa. Like, of course they were, but he just didn't see it that way. He just saw somebody who needed help and he helped. He didn't think about it in terms of human versus vampire, and he doesn't blame her. He's just taking it on himself, as he always does. Yep, you're saying that you can't face what you did, and you're not going to try to make things better? No, I think there's other things you can do. There you go, talk some sense into him, Hanekawa. Well, I mean, that's not even... Look at all the hands. Like the tightening grip. Let's not even talk about, like, sin or whatever shit. Just, there are other things you can do. He really does not believe in himself. He's terrified. It's great that he actually called her and wanted to talk to her. It feels like the reason he would do that is to hope that she might talk him out of it. And she's been doing a decent job, but now she's gone on the eat me route. So, I don't know about that. Well, oh my god. Anyway. Yeah. She does. She'll be eaten for you. Yeah? My god. That's, yeah, I don't really have anything that I can say. Holy shit. I can see people coming out of this movie and just being like, well, shit, Hanekawa's best girl now, god damn it. If you've only watched Bake, sure, there's a lot of focus on the other girls later if you watch this, like if you watch the other ones and then you watch this when it came out. But watching it second, it gives so much more focus to Hanekawa. Full name. Well, you're gonna have to handle it yourself then. Although, I mean, he doesn't blame her, so would he go that far as to try to stop her? Maybe you can try talking it out, but... Check Shino? Yeah, he took her heart in the first place, but that's not relevant to him anymore. It looks awesome with the wings flying around like this. Well, you're her kin. You're very strong. Is there anything you could try to do? Throw some baseballs? And whatever? Just be careful of that sword, which may or may not cut you. Yeah, you. Me? What can I do? I guess I have to do it. There you go. How? You should probably stay far away. That's pretty dangerous. If there's anything I can assist with, just ask. And he looks at her boobs. And they're growing. Boy! Jesus Christ! He was gonna say it again. Araragi! It's extremely necessary. She's got big ass titties. This is pretty different. I can't believe this is the direction that it went in. Like, this was really serious, and then it turned into this. Boobs. I don't think she has boobs bigger than you can imagine when Hanekawa's tits are that big, too. Yeah. Jesus Christ. You absolute madman. Hanekawa's might be bigger, I'm not sure. It's close. It's not worth arguing over. Are we talking over the clothes? We going underneath? What are we doing? This is absurd. And he totally was completely logical about it. I need training to resist her boobs. Wait a little. And of course he says she was going to let him eat her. So, like, of course. Is this happening? You already gave him your panties, and he just told you he was not going to return them. So, you can't be too surprised. And you're still going to like him after this. This doesn't change her opinion of him. You fucking weirdo. Okay, here we go. I mean, we just saw them in basically full glory, so it doesn't even matter. Like, my God. Okay, there the bra goes. The fucking triple H or whatever it has to be. This is very slow and sensual and awkward. Can have a good touch without the bra. They do a damn good job at drawing their fan service scenes. I gotta give them credit. Like, regardless of how you feel about fan service, you gotta admit that it looks good. Like, they do a good job with the art. Holy shit. That shot from underneath with the shapeage. Well done. Well done. Okay. Go for... Oh my god. I can't believe this is happening. So you can do it from behind? Yeah, I would imagine so. It's pretty fucking weird. Is he actually gonna do it? Are you gonna chicken out? Are you gonna respect her too much? Close. Yeah, he can't do it. I mean, she should probably be mad at you already. I can't believe that we're doing this for so long. The opie. I don't know what to. This is happening. It's still going. Oh my god. This. I hope you guys are having fun watching right alongside me. We've just put porn on YouTube straight up. Oh my. I'm at a loss. Uh, uh, this is getting. I don't know. I don't know what it's getting, but it's getting. Holy shit. Nishio just was writing the book, and then he just got horny in the middle of it and was like, oh yeah. Yeah, I probably. It's all been leading to this. I was assuming he wouldn't be able to go through with it, but holy shit, all that build up. I'm not sure if any of that even actually happened. I don't think that happened, actually. That might. I'm not sure. Tell me how you feel. You really thought that's where it was gonna go. And seems like you were gonna let it happen if he wanted it. Wow, you tease. You tease her like that, and then you go and date Senjogahara. You've insulted her. He's been reduced to a little that thing. Shoulders? The rest is online? I don't even know what that means. But okay, when we go back to school. Right. So when they go back to school, she would be fully expecting him to, like, want to fondle her tits and be with her. But he just never did, because he's too self-deprecating and never thought she could feel that way about him, even though she was gonna let you do all that. Kiss shot asarola orayan hat on the bredo. She lets you do all that, and you don't think that maybe she might like you. But he's got a lot of self-esteem issues and puts her on such a pedestal that he just... So we actually are doing it here. Okay. I can't believe that happened. That was like a third of the movie. That went on for a long time. That was a hell of a tension reliever before the battle. Well, at least she understands. Hanekawas are bigger than that. Anyway, at least in this, I feel like they're bigger here than they were in Bake. Mm-hmm. She wants you with her. But he can't do it. He can't go around eating people and doesn't want to let you do it either. You had to have known. What do you think a vampire is going to do? Probably would have done it anyway. Yeah. There's no way you couldn't have known, so yeah, he had to just be in denial. Okay. Hello? The type who would throw himself away and... Wow. That's the exact reason Senjogahara likes him. Oh, she's actually here. Is she going to use the sword? And what's the question? Yeah, what else would she say? I guess that's all I needed to hear. Straight from her mouth. Okay, the fight is on. Holy shit. How's he going to stand up to her with all of her power? I mean, he's really strong too, so let's see how... Oh, wow, okay. That was quick. Well, shit. Yeah, you're outmatched. Oh, okay, we're good. Oh, does the head grow back, or does a new body grow from the head? Or does it have to reattach? Does the head grow back? Okay. If you've ever read the manga Ajin, they're immortals, and they actually make a big deal about that. About, like, if your head is destroyed and you get a new head and you have a new brain, are you the same person? Holy shit. Jesus Christ. They're just gonna knock each other's heads... They're just gonna knock each other's heads off forever until nothing, because nothing is coming of it. You just chop the... Oh my god! This is not even gonna get anywhere. How are we gonna end this? Yeah, it is, and it's the craziest thing... It's the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. Holy shit. How does Hanekawa feel watching that? Okay. I honestly wasn't sure. But she was human. A wealthy human. From what she remembers. So you become just as strong as, like, an original vampire after a while. Just fighting in the air, just chopping each other to pieces. Jesus. The speed... Oh my god! There's just so much blood that... I cannot fathom. This is incredible. Just the art, the animation, the creativity, the pure absurdity of it all. Like, it's so stupid and funny, but it's also just, it's awesome. Like, it... this is so ridiculous. It's fantastic. And, oh my... While being so beautiful to look at. And just the most violent thing of all time. Ow. Did he just stick that fucking landing? Oh, he just exploded. And he rocketed off. How the hell do we even settle this fight? I don't want to. I want it to last literally forever. This is... How the fuck... I don't know how this was described in the novel, so I don't know if Nishio-scene is insane. Like, obviously he is, but I don't know how much of the insanity is purely from him. But to draw it and animate it like this, holy hell, this is fucking phenomenal. Yeah, most people would. He's shirtless. Not anymore. Now he is again. Okay. He just keeps getting blasted to pieces. You would fall for the taste. So did your original guy, like, never eat humans? Did he, and he just felt guilty? Which would prove what you just said wrong? Oh my god, She gonna fucking meteor dive? What the hell is she building up? Just put it back. With his teeth. Oh, you got like a dangly. The hell is happening? Oh, he just tossed it aside. Okay, here. What the fuck? What is he doing? Just tossed a damn fireball, and he just used it as a grappling hook. This is just like the boob scene where I just have no words, but for different reasons. Holy shit, look at the art style. This is one of the greatest anime fights of all time. This is... Fuck. Look at the... Holy shit. Through the blaze! Oh my god! Flaming Araragi attack! Right through the boobs. Look at that image! That is the dumbest image I've ever seen. And it's amazing. And badass. Go for the heart. He was just sticking through her, face between the tits. The training paid off. You don't have to worry about the jiggle. There's been so many beautiful images where I've been like, what the hell's my thumbnail gonna be? Look at that beautiful shot of Shinobu. I think it's gotta be that. We'll see. There's so many options, but that shot of his face between the tits is probably a good one. Probably a good choice. Tokyo Olympics. Hanekawa, you should probably stay back. If this was an they should make vampire fighting an Olympic sport. Holy shit. I'd watch it. What is she trying to tell him that Shinobu doesn't want him to hear? Hato anda Bredo-san. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Oh, he just completely exploded. Can he... I mean, obviously he comes back from that, but, like, do you just regenerate normally? Or there's, like, nothing left. Whoa, okay, there's the head. Oh, my God. There's a glowing ass head. His ass! I cannot fucking believe the shit that I have seen in this goddamn movie. This was a hell of an experience. So there she goes. Oh no, oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame that we had to lose those. Anyway, holy shit. Well, there that goes. I don't know how I can just resume my daily life after watching this. This experience has changed me as a person. He's not going to kill you. By her dying, I guess. So that's what Hanekawa was going to say. She realized it somehow, that she was going to let him win. Okay. Seems like it's the truth. So he just became mostly human, as we saw in Bake, and she's a little lolly. That's not true. What is this, the ending of Katanagatari? Okay. Not a chance. She has wanted to die for I don't know how long. So maybe even though she was missing her heart and was weaker against those guys, maybe she didn't even put up much of a fight because she wanted to die. But then when it actually happened and she was on the verge of death, she realized, shit, I don't want this. This is scary. And he saved her from that. Holy shit. Nope. She wasn't willing to do it. And so he killed himself. So you literally could have turned him back, but you couldn't, as in couldn't bring yourself to. But you were gonna do it for him. He's like, why the hell would you do that for somebody like me? Are they not? That's not the color of that. That's right. Just wanted to have some fun with all the beheadings first. Wow. Okay, I'll just kill people until you're forced to do it. What if she kills her or your family? So it's interesting with him drinking her blood, because in Bake, there was that part when he fought Kanbaru, when she drank some of his blood to make him stronger, which was really interesting that it worked that way. I guess that's because somebody... I think I got like multiple explanations for that, and I don't even remember which one, if any of them were correct. I know I had my own theories, so... I know somebody said one of them was like a spoiler, but I don't even remember which one, so it doesn't even matter. I don't know if it's just because that powers her up, thus powering him up too. Draining some of his human blood makes him have more vampire. I don't know how it works exactly, I don't remember, but it's cool. Looking back on that scene. So he's got to call out to Oshino. Hi. He just wants you to do it. He'll pay whatever. Hi there. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, yeah. He let it go before, so I was like, okay, is he going to bring it back later? So now it's come back as payment for this. Sounds good. Or is that too idealistic? Where no one has to suffer. Okay. It solves no one's problems. So yeah, it's all about helping each other out. And of course, that's what happens. You would just be mostly one. You'd heal and have pretty good eyesight. Now I want to rewatch some of the Shinobu scenes in Bake after this. Not if we get donuts. There haven't been donuts in these movies, have there? Yep. So where'd the donut thing come from? Risky to keep them around because you never know. Yeah, she's looked terrified this entire time. She's like, this sounds awful. But he's not going to let her die. Yeah, you did. Sorry. Not going to honor your wishes. She couldn't die for the other one, and now he won't let her die for him. Well, shit. The sun. Adds a hell of a lot of context to Bake now after knowing everything him and Hanekawa went through together. It adds a lot to their relationship and to why she likes him. It's like 1/10. Well, that's good. And here he is. And there's little Shinobu as we know her. Oh, yeah. Kind of. Oh, he'll call on you quite a lot. There'll be a lot of problems pretty soon. Well, I love the way this last movie played out. Little smile. Is that it? Well, there we go. Kizumonogatari is finished. Holy shit. Some unexpected things that time in terms of action. My god. Gonna have to watch that scene again. And in terms of other things, I don't know if I want to watch that again. If I'm gonna watch something like that, I'll just go the distance and just watch actual porn. So yeah, that is that. All right, that's the end of Kizumonogatari. Feels kind of weird. Just started, but it felt like I got a pretty significant chunk out of it, considering they're all like an hour each. This one a little more so, and just how much fun to watch they were, how beautiful the art and the animation were. That's like the main thing that really sticks with me. They were just unbelievably gorgeous at all times. And just the context that they added to the relationships with Araragi and Hanekawa, or with Shinobu, and just seeing more of this world and making me even more excited to continue the Monogatari series. It's crazy that it's done already, but, it was a really fun ride. It'll be interesting going back to the shows, which will not look this good, but if they look anything like Bake, they're still going to look fantastic. So I'm not going to complain. It'll still look great, I'm sure, and I can't wait to see what happens. But yeah, these movies just really added a lot, were great fun. This one has all the same benefits that the other ones did. It's beautiful, the sound design, music, voice acting, the art. I don't even need to talk about the damn fight scene. We'll get to that. But just so many of the shots, the different styles, like when we go into Flashback, when Shinobu is talking about her first kin, all the different crazy facial expressions that you get, the different animation styles, or like when Araragi becomes that little thing in the scene with Hanekawa at the end. Just so much good stuff. The fan service, my god, like I said in the reaction, regardless of how you feel about fan service or about this particular scene, the one thing you cannot deny is just the talent of the art itself. Even if you don't like the fan service, you can't deny, yeah, it looks good. Like, the art is just spectacular on that, and the fight scene, I gotta go watch that 17 more times today. That was unbelievable. The way that they looked, so much blood everywhere, just like the Olympic Stadium with the crowd cheering and the announcer at the end and the torch, because it's this big Olympic event in Araragi's mind, really. I'd watch that at the Olympics. Just all the shit that was happening. I don't know how it was described in the books. It's probably described as being this crazy, immortal vampire action massacre. But the way it was brought to life, is so insane. It's so creative, all the shit they're doing. I mean, at first, it's just knocking each other's heads off over and over again, which is hilarious, and it looks beautiful, and it's so ridiculous and over the top and absurd and funny. And it looks beautiful and is badass, and it ends with, like, in a really emotional, cathartic way. And it's so good. It's like, where is this even going? You're just knocking each other's body parts off over and over again, and you immediately heal. And then you do it again. We're not making any progress. But the shit that they do, all the crazy stuff, Araragi's face coming off and it being like a funny like mask on the ground, and his skull, and dragging his face against the wall, and her with the fireball in his hand with the thing and the grappling hook hand, and then he dives through her and his head is sticking out of her chest, and it's like, oh my god, it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. But like I was saying during the reaction, this really has nothing to do with anything, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. In the manga Ajin, which I really love, they're immortal, and I don't remember exactly because it's been a long time since I've read it. Actually, I'm not caught up. I think if their head remains intact, they regrow from their head, but if their head is destroyed or something like that, then they'll have to regrow a new head, and that's what's happening here. He regrows heads. Both of them do. And in that story, in Ajin, the villain tells the main character, like, hey, well, make sure your head doesn't get messed up, because if you regrow a new head, that's like it's a new brain. Are you even literally the same person? Or, did you die and now this is just like a clone of you? And the main character gets all stressed out about it. And it's like, well, I don't know. I'm really scared of that. I don't want to lose my head and find out. Just an interesting thing that it made me think of. Ajin is great. Really great uses of immortality in that. Don't watch the anime. Just read it. But anyway, yeah, beautiful, great stuff. I'm glad it answered more questions. I'm glad Araragi was asking those questions like he did last time, like he talks to Oshino about Shinobu losing the fight against the 3 vampire hunters. And I had thought that too, like it really seemed like she probably should have won. I was willing to just accept what they said in the show, that she was overconfident, and there you go. She underestimated them, and that's kind of a cheap excuse when it's used. Like, yeah, I guess technically it works, but you could probably come up with something better. So I'm glad that they actually did. It makes a lot of sense that she was stronger than them, even 3-on-1, that she should have been able to win. I'm glad he picked up on that, and that Oshino had actually stolen her heart. So that really shows the kind of power that he can wield if he just casually took her heart without her even noticing, apparently. That's crazy, but that makes sense that he would do that as well, because he's about balance. So he acknowledged that she was stronger than them, so to make it more even and give them a better chance, he took her heart, and they ended up winning. And then even beyond that, it makes even more sense, because she wasn't even really trying, because she actually wanted to die this whole time, and was looking for a place to die, which I guess he wouldn't have known. So, I mean, it doesn't even matter whether he took it or not, because she wanted to die either way. But yeah, just the fact that he took the heart, pulling that thing out of his pocket. Would have liked to see Araragi fight him for the heart, but we got such a great fight with Shinobu, and keeping some mystery alive with Oshino is good. But yeah, Shinobu restored. All of her designs are so great, like all of her different forms. The character designs in this series are just so fantastic. Every different form she has, from the cute little kids, it's like, oh, look, adorable little Shinobu with the donuts, and then the hot-ass, big-titty vampire Shinobu. I don't know where the donut thing comes from. I expected donuts, and I didn't get any. I guess that just becomes a thing later. She just discovers donuts, and I don't know. I want the donut story. The origin of the donuts. Please, give it its entire 2-core anime, all about her discovering donuts. That'd be fantastic. But, yeah, everything that happens with Hanekawa, like I was saying before, really going into her character, and how she feels about Araragi, and really understanding like why she would have expected this whole thing to work out as some kind of fairy tale romance, with all the things that he's been saying to her, like last time when he told her to wait for him, and this time talking about how amazing she is and calling her there and getting her to help him, and everything they've gone through together, and trying to feel up her tits. She would absolutely expect, okay, when the school year starts and when this is all over, like, rain check, you know? Let's actually do this. Let's get together. But Araragi's just kind of stupid. So it never happened, because he just hates himself. He's just so self-deprecating, and he doesn't value himself. And he holds Hanekawa to such a high standard and on such a pedestal that he can't imagine it. Like, Hanekawa, like me? What? Why would she ever? There's no way. And he can't even really fully view her in that way because he thinks she's too above him. He'll look at her sexually all the time, but he just can't picture himself actually with her, which is crazy because she told you that you could eat her in more ways than one, if you know what I'm saying. And also, she was gonna let you feel up her huge ass titties, which are, again, like, those things, they were bigger here than they are in Bake, I guarantee it. I think they got bigger in each Kizu movie. They're bigger than Shinobu's, like, for sure. And Jesus fucking Christ. There's a very serious scene. We're building up to fighting Shinobu. She is telling him all of this. Great animation on that scene of her running naked, and just, it's like, oh, that's insane, first of all. But it's very serious and heartfelt, and her telling him that she'd be there for him, and that like, I wouldn't do that for anyone, but I'd do it for you. And then just, can I feel your boobs? And he says it again. It's absolutely necessary. Shinobu's got real big boobs. I might get distracted. I need to get that out of my head, so let me feel your boobs. And then it's like an hour. It was a really long scene of this happening, and it just kept going, and I couldn't believe it. I genuinely ran out of things to say, and I was like, I hope you're all having fun watching this with me. At least I am here in the comfort of my own home alone. But yeah, it was hilarious. Extremely memorable and unique for sure. Nisio Isin was writing the book. He got a boner. He's like, well, shit, I guess I gotta go jerk off. But I can't. I got a deadline. I gotta write this book. Idea. But I'll just get off on what I'm writing. So let's have that scene happen in the middle. But yeah, my God. All of that. All the things he was saying. It was just porn. Unbelievable. And then I said it again, the fight animation was incredible as well. Learning so much more about Shinobu's relationship with him too, and understanding how close they are, and it makes me really want to rewatch Bake, or at least the Shinobu and Hanekawa parts. I'm sure I'll rewatch the whole show someday, but yeah, it just sheds a lot of light on that. And in general, we know how it's going to turn out. Like, by the end, obviously, he's not going to kill her. We know what state she's going to be in. But it was still cool seeing it happen. And I really like all that. All the reveals about her previous kin, who just couldn't handle being a vampire. I think she said, correct me if I'm wrong, I think she said that he was a vampire for a few years. She was saying some can't handle immortality and they'll want to go out after a couple hundred years, but he was only one for a few years, so he didn't like what he had become. I don't know how long a vampire can survive without drinking blood or eating a human. Araragi's hunger didn't even kick in for a while, which I'm glad they brought that up too, because last time they addressed it and he said, I'm not even hungry, and I was like, is that ever going to come up again? And I'm really glad that it did. But yeah, I don't know if he could just go years and not eat and just be really weak, or if he did eat humans and felt guilty about it. But either way, he didn't like what he had become, and he killed himself. And Shinobu wasn't willing to sacrifice herself to turn him human again. And she says he's different from Araragi, but what we can see, I think they're pretty similar. Especially with very little context, just knowing the time period and that he was some warrior from Japan, it really sounds like he would be a very prideful person, so that makes a lot of sense. But Araragi's a warrior in his own right, and clearly they're pretty similar in a lot of ways, because he goes down that same train of thought, not being able to live with himself and be this way, when he sees Shinobu eating guillotine cutter, which was a great scene. I didn't know what was going to happen to him after the end of the last one, but he was okay. He gave the stuff back. But I guess he showed back up, because the barrier couldn't hide Shinobu at her full power, so I guess he came back. So That's on him. As I said in the reaction, she didn't go out and, like, kill some rando. Not that she wouldn't have. But, you know, this guy was a vampire hunter. He's in this business. He came here. He knows what could have happened. So it's not as bad when you look at it from that perspective. But that scene was great. It's so obvious what's going to happen. I love the bonding between the two of them on the roof and the talks they're having and the way it's all presented as being really happy. And he's coming back and he's like, yeah, maybe this isn't so bad. And Shinobu's frolicking and laughing and it's a field of flowers. And you just know that there's going to be a juxtaposition there. And even before that, when she was saying to bring food, and they're being vague about what kind of food to bring, so you know, okay, he's thinking food, and she's thinking human. So it's obvious that it's going to happen, and then to see it and see his reaction to that is fantastic. To see, yeah, she is a vampire, that's what she does, and he doesn't blame her, because he's Araragi. Who is he going to blame? Himself. He's like, that's just what she does. But I have allowed that to happen. Everybody that she kills from now on, that is on me. And I need to die to atone for that. And because I don't want to live that way and have to kill people and end up killing people that are close to me. I love that he called Hanekawa, though, that he did rely on her. It almost feels to me like he wanted her to change his mind. Because, like, if not, then, you know, why call her? Like, he knew she was smart enough and good enough of a person to maybe change his mind. And that was great that she did that this guy that Shinobu turned 400 years ago didn't have that kind of person in his life to reassure him the way that Hanekawa did, saving him there. But yeah, with Shinobu wanting to die, a pretty good reveal at the end that she wanted to die for him. It's interesting stuff to want to die and then to be on the cusp of achieving that and only to realize how scary it really is, and to regret it, and beg, going back to episode 1, the way that she did to some lowly human to save you. She probably felt really shitty and helpless, like we had Araragi hearing her as a baby, or, you know, like the representation of her as a baby, as this helpless little being, and that's probably how she felt after choosing this path and then wanting to go back on it. Felt really bad and wanted to make it up to him for being this one person who would help her by saving him. He's not going to let her die, though, and that whole scene, it's really awkward and uncomfortable cutting back to Shinobu at the end when she's got this horrified look on her face on the ground, like, no, I don't want to live like that, I would rather just die, and you know he's not going to let it happen. The whole conversation with Oshino, just knowing how it's going to play out, like, I can't make it so that there's no suffering for everybody, but I can make it so that we shoulder each other's, and that was a big theme of Bake, about being there for each other and helping them through things, even if they inevitably have to help themselves in the end. So he's reverted Shinobu down to this little state, and she's got to feed on him every so often. And he says at the end, this was like a, you know, horrible, sad time that he never wants to tell to anyone. That's when the narration kicks in for like the first time in this series. But it ends with a smile. So that kind of shows that he doesn't really feel that way, or at least eventually won't fully. That eventually, like, these times will be looked back on with fondness, hopefully, like if everything goes well for the rest of the Monogatari series. It just sheds so much more light on Hanekawa and Shinobu that it's like, well, you love the relationship with Senjo Gahara. Episode 12 of Bake was so good, but then you watch this and you're like, damn it, they're great too, especially Hanekawa with him. But we'll see where it goes. I'm sure we're going to get so much more focus on all the other girls, and new girls too, in the future that will make me like them a lot as well. But, you know, watching this right after Bake, getting all this extra time with Hanekawa and Shinobu, it's like, damn it, I can't pick. They're all great. And you just see how much they've gone through. Like, we heard the little stories, but actually seeing Hanekawa experience all this with him and be right there just adds a lot, especially knowing that Golden Week happens after this with the Black Hanekawa incident, and then everything else that happens in Bake, Black Hanekawa coming out again. Cannot wait to see where it goes after that. So Nisei will be next, and I don't know a damn thing about it. I think I've heard that there's like a decent amount of fan service. Maybe? I don't know if there's even a lot. Maybe there's just like one or two in particular scenes that are just really fan servicey. I just watched a 20-minute softcore porn, so it doesn't really matter. I would have liked to see more of the sword, literally heart under blade, Although from the point it looked like the blade was under the heart. I don't know. But clever. Long-ass sword that she's got from her previous kin. I was wondering if she'd use it against Araragi in the end, and we didn't see that. Not that it was needed, because the fight was so amazing anyway. But yeah, just getting more about her, like with that sword and her old kin, and that she was originally human, which I had wondered. I don't think I brought that up at all, but I had wondered it. Like, was she just a vampire? Just an oddity? Like, I don't even know how it works. How did the original vampire get created? Are there just oddities who are just vampires from birth or whatever, however it works? But she was human at one point, and she remembers very little except being well off. And I think she said, like, once you reach 300 years or so, it doesn't even really matter anymore. Like, you become so powerful that you might as well. There's no distinction. Cutting him with the sword. Don't move. Oh, now you've healed. Amazing. Part of it really felt like the ending to Kizumonogatari, which I mentioned in the reaction when Shinobu was lying to him, telling him that, oh yeah, you're just a hypocrite and I'm not going to make you human again. I was lying about that, and humans are just food, and just saying all this just to egg him on to get him to kill her. Reminded me of a certain thing in that Nisi-Oisin show, which I won't go into detail about in case you haven't seen it, but I watched that before watching any of the Monogatari series. Did reactions to it on the channel. But yeah, just that all being part of that plan. Even killing Guillotine Cutter right there and eating him was probably intended for Araragi to walk in on, probably knowing how he would react, so that he would want to kill her. Which, again, like, the fact that Araragi is mainly blaming himself is still really interesting. Like, the conclusion that he comes to is that he does need to kill her. But either way, in so many other shows, it would play out slightly differently. He still has a major freak out, destroying the gym or wherever he was. But it's just the fact that he refuses to place the blame on her. Watching her eating this human, it's disgusting. It makes him vomit. It doesn't really lead him to the conclusion like, oh, she's a horrible monster. He understands, like, oh, that's just how she is. But I do need to do something about that because it's because of me that she is still here in the first place. And she understands his reaction from the little she understands or remembers about being human. So I think it was all, part of that plan. But like she says, you would have helped anybody. It didn't matter that it was me, so, we're setting those seeds in here right now. That's the whole reason Senju Gahara ends up falling for him. So yeah, really enjoyed this trilogy. It was absolutely beautiful, one of the best looking things I've ever seen. Really violent and disgusting. In this one, like 3 people get their faces ripped off. Guillotine Cutter, Araragi, Hanekawa, not really, but we saw that even if it wasn't real, which was disturbing. I don't want to see poor Hanekawa. We saw her guts get ripped out already. I don't want to see her face get ripped off. It's not cool. But yeah, I mean, I see why this took them so long to get these movies out. All the production issues that would come from something of this caliber. But I mean, what they delivered here was certainly incredible. Whatever it has done to the studio, whether you can say it was worth it or not, well, that's up to you. But just judging the product on its own, I'd say it was worth it. What they produced is pretty great. So we'll get back into the shows with Nisei and see how different it is from this, because this was presented in a very different way than Bake was, and from what I've heard from pretty much all of the Monogatari series. So I can't wait to see more of Shinobu after seeing this. It was a really good story. Like I said at the beginning, overall, a pretty simple story, but it's just told really well. And with the context of the future series, it's great and it looks gorgeous. But just having these two who were both willing to die and were both stopped by the other, and now their lives are just intertwined together, is really great. And Hanekawa's there too. So let me know your thoughts on this movie. We can continue talking about it down in the comments below. I'm sure there's a lot to say. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it all. It was great, and I can't wait to continue the series. So subscribe to the channel if you want to see me do that. Also check out the description down below, and you can check out Patreon, where you can support me and help me do that. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.